In this video, you'll learn how to place and manage axes in ideCAD Architectural to build a clear and organized structural grid. We'll show you how to use the axis command, adjust insertion points, label settings and drawing types, and define axis length and style using the axis settings dialog. You'll also learn how to offset axes manually or by using reference drawings, switch axis direction with the spacebar, and control visibility with axis boundaries and contour lines. Finally, we'll cover how to use the Auto Label Entities command to automatically name horizontal and vertical axes, ensuring consistency across your layout. By the end of this video, you'll be able to define and manage axis grids accurately and efficiently for any project. Let's begin the project by placing the axes. To assist us, we have a reference file available. When you click the axis command, a toolbar appears on the screen. This toolbar is available for nearly all object commands. Specifically for the axis command, the toolbar includes options such as arc axis through 3 points, axis offset, change axis draw type, move axis label. You can access axis settings by clicking the gear icon on the far right of the toolbar. Any changes made here will affect all new axes you create. However, if you want to change the settings for only a specific axis, you'll need to open that Axis Individual Settings dialog. While drawing axes, you can define the length of the axis line using the left and right delta values. The display style, color, and line type of the axis are set from this dialog. You can also adjust settings such as label height, text size, and axis circle diameter from this window. After clicking OK, you can begin drawing by selecting one of the available axis types. There are 3 types of axes: horizontal, vertical, and angled. For example, let's select a horizontal axis and place our first one by clicking on the reference from the pre-prepared base drawing. There are 2 methods for duplicating axes. If you have a reference drawing, you can simply click along the axes to duplicate them based on the visual guide. If no underlay is available, you can enter a distance value into the distance box located on the toolbar. You can type the value directly using the keyboard without clicking on the box. For example, typing 250 into the offset box and pressing Enter will place the next axis 2.5 meters above the previous one. When offsetting the axes, after entering the distance, you can click the Axis Offset command located on the toolbar if you wish. Additionally, using the Change Axis Draw Type command from the same toolbar, you can switch between horizontal, vertical, or angled axes. You can also change the axis direction quickly by pressing the spacebar on your keyboard. Using these methods, you can draw several vertical axes and set their spacing, for example, to 500 centimeters. After that, you can also add an angled axis by specifying the start and end points, allowing you to create an axis at a custom angle. The axes you create automatically extend beyond a certain frame. This extension limit is referred to as the axis border. If needed, you can show or hide the axis border line from the preferences. Additionally, the distance between the axis border and the contour line can be customized. To do this, go to the Modify tab and click on Axis Border under the Move Axis label command. By changing the numerical value on the axis border line, you can set the border distance, for example, to 300 centimeters. You can enter the same value for both sides or define different distances in each direction. Once you confirm the settings, the system will automatically shorten or extend the axes accordingly. When you create a new project, contour lines will be defined by default. The contour line defines the boundary of the drawing area. You can modify the contour lines at any stage of the project. For example, if you want to define a square-shaped contour and align it precisely, you can use the Shift key. When the Shift key is held down, the cursor locks to the X and Y axes, allowing you to draw straight, aligned lines. After defining the contour line, the axes will automatically extend to match the new contour. If you want to change the settings of a specific axis, you can either right-click the axis and select Properties from the context menu, or simply double-click on the axis to open its settings dialog. This way, only the selected axis will be modified. For example, if you want to extend the axis by 100 centimeters to the left and shorten it by 100 centimeters on the right, just enter 100 for the left and minus 100 for the right. When applied, the total length of the axis will be updated accordingly. After placing the axes, it's important to follow architectural drafting standards by using different naming styles for horizontal and vertical axes. You can rename them manually, one by one, or use the more efficient Auto-Label Entities command to quickly assign axis names based on direction and sequence. When you select the Auto-Label Entities command from the left vertical toolbar, the system will ask how you want to perform the naming. For instance, you can disable the option to consider objects on other stories to ensure that naming starts fresh. Next, you'll be prompted to select the axis you want to rename. To select all axes at once, simply right-click with the mouse, or you can manually select them one by one. After the selection is complete, the system will ask you to define the naming pattern for horizontal and vertical axes. For example, you can label horizontal axes as A, B, C, and vertical axes as 1, 2, 3. You can also specify the naming direction, such as up to down or left to right. Once you click OK, the system will automatically name the axes, and you'll see the updated labels directly in the drawing area. You can repeat this process at any stage of the project. Moreover, automatic labeling can be applied not only to axes, but to all objects in the project. Each object type has its own specific naming criteria, allowing you to apply appropriate and consistent naming conventions across the entire model. With this, we have successfully completed the axis drawing and labeling process. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore the knowledge base for more tips. See you in the following video.